expect Georgia to be playing a zone.
Oh, I love the chess match before we even tip off. Such an important game, again, for both of these teams when it comes to NCAA tournament possibilities. And Madison Scott corrals the tip.
We talked about Scott moving off, playing point guard today. Start with Kennedy Todd-Williams running the point from the start and putting Madison Scott in the middle of that offense.
Well, that's a good sign for Ole Miss to start with that three. They don't usually take or hit a lot of them. And here's Georgia's starting five. Again, Javin Nicholson not in the starting lineup. Wonder how long it'll take for her to come in off the bench. Jordan Cole gives it up to Tania Thompson.
Ole Miss in there man-to-man.
Destiny Thomas misses, and an offensive rebound for the Lady Bulldogs.
Oh, Thomas could have done a little shot fake and drive. That lane was open.
8 seconds now for Damari Flanoy, the transfer from Vanderbilt. Crossover, going through traffic and gets the layup.
That's what Georgia needs to do. They don't have to settle for outside shots if they can get ball movement, be patient on the offensive end. They can get in the paint.
So Georgia, no man-to-man defense to start, Peck. They do go with the zone with the matchup. Madison Scott back out to Snudda Collins.
Well, I think that Georgia is going to really challenge Ole Miss to make perimeter shots.
Something Ole Miss struggles with. They only hit about 3 threes per game. That shot off by Thompson.
We talked to Coach Yo a couple of days ago. She said she wants to score in 3 ways. She wants to attack the basket. She wants to score in transition.
Coach Yo got Ole Miss to the Sweet 16 last season. They just continue to progress. Katie Abrahamson-Henderson, she's got a nickname too. Coach Abe. In her first year last year with Georgia, got them to the second round of the tournament, but they lose their top 2 scorers off of last year's team.
Yeah, they lost Diamond Battles and Brittany Smith. Those were the only 2 players that averaged in double figures, and they really picked up Coach Abe's system, especially on the defensive end. She's having to reteach that to this group this year. Oh, nice back door.
Avenger gets it blocked from behind by Madison Scott. Transfer from San Diego State, spent 3 seasons there, was an all-conference selection.
When she's off the ball, she sees those opportunities. Now extended pressure. And I would press Ole Miss a lot when they are playing point guard by committee, but you got to do a better job than that.
Kennedy Todd-Williams already with 5 points in this game. Back the other way, and tonight
in the half court and then run every opportunity that they can get.
Scott was looking for Singleton down low.
It's a good decision by Flanoy to pull the basketball back out.
Avenger, look at her feet, her teammate over. So smooth.
Get touches for Madison Scott. Let her make some decisions in the middle of that zone.
Kennedy Todd-Williams going to come off the screen and bang. Already 7 points for Kennedy Todd-Williams. Again, if you're just joining us, Javin Nicholson not in the starting lineup today for Georgia. She is available, but not even at the table yet. Georgia's getting it done with...
Nicholson can be that go-to player. You got to keep her out of foul trouble, too. Respect that the SEC as a conference in itself gets.
After this game, Rita Ibakwe is at the line. Peck will not let me hear less of her Commodores and the success they're having this year.
Shea Ralph has done a phenomenal job with this group. And Jordan Cambridge, let's knock on wood that she stays healthy the rest of the season.
She has battled injuries her whole career. Collins passing it inside. There's Ibakwe down low. Misses. 2 seconds. Didn't panic, and Ibakwe with the rebound.
And you see, Georgia has 3 back to stop the transition from Ole Miss.
Carissa Richardson, more season at Ole Miss. This is the first. Misses both of them, but Ibakwe is going to get the rebound. Second opportunity here for the Rebels. And Madison Scott will come and get it. Richardson. All kinds of traffic. 6 seconds now from Marquesha Davis, who elevates.
Get downhill with the best.
And their leading scorer right now at 12.6 points per game. Transfer from Arkansas. Nicholson immediately double teamed.
Out of a double team, you got to move the ball quick. That's a good shot fake.
Stephanie Ingram, the freshman, misses, and Georgia with the offensive board. Thompson back over to Nicholson. Mid-range! Marquesha Davis baseline. It's going to allow Georgia to run in transition, and Thompson pushes. No help.
That's not a good decision.
Maybe Flournoy to inbound for UGA.
Oh, Javin was open. You missed her. I like the combination of Thomas and Nicholson on the floor at the same time.
Thompson driving to the paint. December coming back from an ACL tear.
Large lineup. You've got to.
Right now the rebounding battle even at 7 rebounds apiece. Collins in the corner, back up top to Kennedy Todd-Williams. Richardson from the elbow, swish!
And that's one thing that Georgia's got to really work on. If you're playing a zone, you've got to keep the ball out of the paint. And that's the responsibility of the top of that zone.
Destiny Thomas.
You watch, keep an eye on that SEC area around the free throw line. The guard that's on the top doing a much better job protecting there, keeping the ball around the perimeter.
Shot is short. Marquesha Davis going back up with it, and she got herself to the free throw line. In Knoxville at 3 Eastern, and the #1 South Carolina. Only undefeated team left.
They are. South Carolina is the #1 team. It's a 3, and Cardoso get the rebound.
She's your backboard. Singleton inside for Young. No surprise they come from South Carolina and LSU.
Not surprised at all, and LSU's gotten back.
Stephanie Ingram, the freshman.
She plays with a lot of confidence, Ingram does.
Up and in for Georgia, Fatima Jahate. And after 10 minutes, it is Georgia up by 2 points on Ole Miss at home.
Now this zone looks more like a 1-2-2.
Ilana Eaton, a 3 in the corners, no good. Avenger. Oh! Can't finish the layup.
Georgia's doing a really good job of keeping the ball out of the middle. That's what you want. You want to force Ole Miss to take outside shots.
But it's not something Ole Miss is good at. They only average making 3 threes a game.
Yeah, because most of the time, Ole Miss is stealing it and headed the other direction in transition.
Well, speaking of a steal, here you go, Peck. Up ahead to Singleton. One player to beat, and she does.
There's a reason there's a coaching box.
Yes. Javin Nicholson with the long free throw, if you will.
So you got to reverse the basketball. Make the defense have to rotate from side to side. That's how you get openings against the zone.
Seconds. There's the open player, Igbakwe.
To possibly be picking up that 3rd foul.
She stepped into the point guard role when KK Deans went down earlier in the season with an injury, usually playing the 4 and going back to the 4. And Nicholson at the free throw line, a 68% free throw shooter, gets the first. Eastern, Antonia Reeves, number 8, Kentucky, taking on Michi Johnson in South Carolina. Spent her first 2 seasons at Georgia playing basketball and soccer. Snudda Collins in the corner.
Looking for that duck in.
Oh, too much traffic trying to get it inside.
Snudda Collins has been known as a three-point shooter since she's come in the league, but she's been more aggressive off the bounce this year as well.
Oh, how do you like that? Javin Nicholson just short. Meanwhile, Ole Miss has hit 4 of its last 5.
See the adjustment Coach Abe makes with this zone to try to keep the ball from getting right there in the paint.
About looking inside every time someone has the ball.
That's where you got to go for your high percentage shot. So you're either going to get a score, a bucket, or get yourself to the free throw line.
Savannah Henderson also in the game, number 2 in white for Georgia. Marquesha Davis, she's looked so confident.
Davis, how she gets to the top of her shot and the release on that mid-range.
It's just swoop.
It's smooth.
Yeah. She's got 7. 9-point lead, largest lead for Ole Miss today. They're on a 9-0 run. Ibakwe aggressively calling for it. Picking up 2 fouls in the first quarter, has not returned since then. Footage and sound from players and coaches, 9 Eastern, 8 Central here on the SEC Network.
I'm sure Coach Yo has challenged her Rebels to really tighten up defensively.
That's every game and every moment, isn't it, with Coach Yo?
It is, but she has not been pleased with her team's defense. Much better here in the second half, in the second quarter.
Did you see the fist bump from Coach Yo?
Now you get distracted by it as well. She plays every play. I think she probably in the locker room, she has to stretch before she comes out because she plays as hard on the sideline as her players do.
She told us, you know, they talk about dictate and disrupt. That's how they want their defense to be. And she said when you talk to her, it's too much one-on-one. No one should feel like they can take us on one-on-one, and that has not been the case today. It has been a team defensive effort for Ole Miss.
Talk about getting excited on the sideline.
The flex.
Look, when you want to have, play with high energy and emotion, and as a coach, if you're not getting it from your players, you got to give it to them. You got to show them how invested you are. You can't pass it there. That's the no pass zone.
They got to go, though. They're running out of time. 0.8 on the shot clock. They're going to check that to make sure that Snudda Collins got it off because she did catch and shoot. So they will review that, but officially for now, it's a 3.
That was close.
Yeah. Georgia has not had a point in 4.5 minutes. Here's a look at that bucket from Snudda Collins. It just has to leave her hand.
She's got a quick release. You know, she broke her arm. I think it was in middle school. Her wrist.
Twice.
So, not really full extension on that shot. It's almost like a sling, Snudda Collins.
A little slingshot shot. Turnover by Ole Miss. Georgia trying to end a 12-0 run by the Rebels, and they do.
You see now the front line of Georgia's zone isolates the big down low.
A 14-2 run for Ole Miss over the last 4.5 minutes. And Coach Yo playing every possession of defense with her team on the sideline.
Inside, they were patient offensively. Ole Miss turned up their defense. Have you seen Kim Mulkey?
Oh, yeah.
Come on now. And Dawn Staley's a little animated as well. She keeps that scowl on her forehead.
She just looks upset.
I'm watching Snudda Collins with 5 seconds left on the clock. A shooter from the perimeter, penetrating pitch.
She's at the top of your screen. Bounces in and out. Madison Scott, number 24 in Navy, back on the floor after playing only 6.5 minutes with foul trouble in the first half.
And what Madison Scott brings is this right here, the ability to attack inside. She also gets in the glass.
Asia Avenger is going to pick up her third foul. See the points in the paint. Ole Miss outscoring Georgia by 2 in that category in the first half. Baseline for Scott. It's short. Rebound by Destiny Thomas.
Now with Avenger on the bench with fouls, this one right here, Flournoy has got to look for her shot. And if you're not finishing, you got to get fouled. You've got to be aggressive and take the ball to the rim. And
Ole Miss did a good job of finishing those shots. They shot 50% in the first half. Kennedy Todd-Williams, has had a great career at Ole Miss. All SEC second team selection last year. She was the SEC Freshman of the Year in 2021.
She plays with such passion, high energy.
The feed, little high-low.
That's where Georgia can be more effective. Getting the ball, move it side to side, then get it to the middle and have that high-low action. I commend her for the care and the recognition that her fish is by. She's multi-talented, though, too. She plays the ukulele.
Yeah.
Among several other instruments.
Step back from Cole. No. Thomas going for the rebound, and here's Destiny Thomas at the free throw line. Gets the first. A little volunteer state rivalry that's followed by South Carolina and Texas A&M
to pull off wins. They can't do that against Vanderbilt.
Ingram trying to feed Thomas.
Georgia going to go to a horn set, get into the high-low.
Flournoy for 2. 7 points for her.
I love the fundamental shot fake, very patient, composed, one dribble, then pull up into your jumper.
I know you love a shot fake.
Oh, you got to have a shot fake. To keep the pressure off of themselves by getting off to those slow starts. They need to play 2 halves.
Richardson gets both free.
Coach O almost at half court.
7 seconds. Flournoy for 3. Rolls around. Caregivers. It's going to launch nationwide, and a lot of the Pat Summitt Foundation, they're shifting some of their focus to helping the caregivers because there are so many people that are caring for loved ones and family members that are going through this horrible disease.
And I think it's exactly what Pat would have wanted because Pat was all about care. I worked for Pat, and I can tell you, when she put together the Pat Summitt Foundation, it was in hope that no family member would ever have to hear that they had a loved one that had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and I think she took into consideration those loved ones.
Yeah, the Pat Summitt Foundation doing great work, continuing on Pat Summitt's legacy. You'll see purple around the SEC this week as we honor Pat.
Oh, nice high-low. Yeah, Madison Scott back on the floor. Her being able to be in the middle of that zone. Remember, she played point guard the last few games. Now she's kind of the point guard in the middle of the offense. Yeah,
Sebastian.
The name's on the back.
Know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. But Dogs are trying to... I think if Georgia can keep it close, continue to be patient on the offensive end and take care of the basketball, they can pull off a win here at home.
Yeah, the turnovers were a big problem.
Now putting her down on the block, she can really be more effective.
Todd-Williams will pull it back. Looking for Ibakwe down low.
Who's there? Kennedy Todd-Williams. See, I would interchange. Put Javin Nicholson down low.
Georgia back within 2. Snudda Collins, baseline.
I think that's a big reason her three-point percentage has dropped this year, but she's diversified her game.
Doesn't just have to take the 3. Like that! Buckets!
Yeah, she had to round out her game to be more effective, understanding she was going to be green, which meant that every opponent was going to pretty much put a person on her. So how else could she affect the game?
Coach Joe has called her the best kept secret in Mississippi. Found her by chance, and she's been a great addition to Ole Miss's program her whole career. Kennedy Todd-Williams. The long 2, got it.
It's go time in the SEC. You got to think, got to protect home court or steal one when you can.
This would be huge for Georgia to get them in the conversation, to help get them in the conversation for the NCAA tournament. Still a lot of work to do. Now the Rebels running out of time. Back to Marquesha Davis, elevating at the free throw line. 2-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock.
Now you got to let Avenger go one-on-one again. She just scored the last possession.
She'll give it up to Cole. They go high-low. Bouncing around, dropping in Fatima Jahate. And that shot does not count. But Ole Miss up 52-46.
Be able to just to be a presence on the floor doesn't mean that she necessarily has to score, but she can make decisions there, and she's somebody Georgia has to worry about.
Yeah, and she hasn't scored, and yet you still have to give her that respect of what she can do. Madison Scott, number 24 in Navy for Ole Miss. 0 for 2 from the field, but dealt with foul trouble today. Only played 14 minutes so far.
Well, Georgia, whenever they've been able to get the ball in the middle, now Jordan Cole's got to do a better job of taking care of the ball, because having her on the floor as well, that's another offensive threat.
And Nicholson on the bench to start this quarter.
Scott said she told us she had played some point guard in high school.
Yeah, and middle school. It's been a minute. Avenger is blocked. Stephanie Ingram gets it instead as Nicholson was covered up.
Watch Scott directing traffic. She went from the point now to the middle of the zone on the offense.
In the corner, Kennedy.
Shot fake again.
Oh, filthy.
Williams has done that. She even went to Coach O and said, okay, I'm ready to do things your way. It's paid off, especially today.
Snudda Collins in the corner.
See, that's what makes Ole Miss dangerous, when you think, okay, you're going to force the outside shot, protect the paint. Not when you've got Snudda Collins in the way that Todd-Williams is shooting the ball.
5 seconds now for the Rebels. Snudda, little heat check. Thompson working her way back. Destiny Thomas picked up her 4th foul, sends Richardson to the free throw line. Misses the first. Emergency.
I think Georgia looked to get Nicholson posted up.
She's trying to. Richardson's pushed her outside of the paint.
Let her go one-on-one. Finish right there. Georgia needs to go.
Avenger trying to. Kick out to Ingram. Cole got open. Ole Miss has missed its last 5 shots now. Avenger with one hand. Kennedy Todd-Williams will hold it. Coach Yo directing traffic from the sideline. They're fine to eat up clock. It's 5 seconds. Kennedy Todd ties her career high. She didn't even look at the basket before she shot that.
But Georgia needs to go.
Georgia's hit 5 of its last 7 shots. Avenger by herself.
Yeah, she's got to catch it, ready to score. She's one of the players Coach Aids needs to put points on the board.
Back on the other end.
Georgia's got to go quick. It's just taking too long.
Too much ground to gain. 8 seconds. Nicholson takes the long.
You got to think, you're behind. You got to jump right into that press right away.
When do you foul?
Well, at this point, I think it's foregone conclusion. You've waited too long.
Yeah. Ole Miss gets it past the press. Rita Ibakwe makes the bucket underneath. Cole driving in. Cole's got 2 coming at the free throw line. This is the first. And again, remember how an 8 seed right now. Georgia is 90.
See, every coach I've talked to, and especially the new ones that have come into the Pac-12, have talked about the ability to be able to come in. They call her. She's given them advice. They will call each other after games. I mean, she's just a giver to the game.
So many great storylines in the women's game today. Don't forget Tennessee and Vanderbilt coming up next.
After this game, get on our iPads.
And then we will not be speaking. Our alma maters are playing each other. We'll be driving in silence to Atlanta.
I'll give you the play-by-play while you drive.
Oh, great. So do you like the move by Coach Yo, changing up the point guard again?
Well, because you have a versatile player like Madison Scott that can play so many positions, then teams don't know really how to scout.
Yeah.
And with how Kennedy Todd-Williams has played today, I think it's worked out well in helping her find her place in this Ole Miss system.
A must-win game for Ole Miss, and they do on the road. Final score 69-59. Coach Yo and the Rebels get it done.